From the first light of morning, the vineyard is already awake. Today is harvest day, the moment when months of careful growing turn into a single, decisive operation. Workers move along the rows, selecting grape clusters at peak ripeness. Some vineyards harvest by hand to protect delicate fruit, while many modern operations use mechanical harvesters that gently shake the vines, letting grapes fall into collection bins. Either way, the goal is the same: bring in clean, ripe grapes with minimal damage, because every bruise and split skin can speed up oxidation and microbial growth. As soon as the grapes are collected, time becomes the most important ingredient. The fruit is transported quickly to the processing facility, often in shallow crates or specialized trailers designed to reduce crushing. Heat is the enemy here, so in warm climates, the harvest may happen at night or early morning, and the loads may be shaded or cooled during transport. By the time the grapes arrive at the factory gate, they carry not only sweetness and aroma, but also dust, leaves, stems, and natural microorganisms from the vineyard. The factory's first job is to separate what we want from what we don't, while preserving the flavor that makes grape juice taste like grapes, not like processed fruit. Inside the receiving area, every load is inspected. The grapes are weighed, recorded for traceability, and sampled for quality checks. Technicians measure sugar content, acidity, and sometimes pH and color intensity values that help predict flavor balance and guide processing settings. If the facility follows strict food safety systems, the grapes are assigned a batch code that will follow them through every step, from tank to bottle. This traceability is how the factory can answer one vital question at any moment: where did this product come from, and where did it go? Next comes destemming and sorting. Grapes travel by conveyor to a destemmer, a machine that removes stems and large plant material. Stems can add bitterness and harsh vegetal notes, so removing them improves juice quality. After destemming, the grapes may pass through sorting tables, sometimes with optical sorters that use cameras and air jets to remove unripe berries, insects, or foreign materials. What remains is clean fruit, ready to be transformed. Now the grapes are washed. In many plants, washing uses potable water sprays and gentle agitation. The goal is not to soak the grapes, but to rinse off dust and surface debris. The water quality is carefully managed, and equipment is designed to drain efficiently to prevent standing water. Once washed, the grapes move to crushing, one of the most delicate steps in the entire process. Crushing is not about pulverizing the fruit. It's about opening the berries so the juice can be released, while avoiding excessive tearing of skins and seeds. Seeds contain compounds that can taste bitter if extracted too aggressively, so modern crushers are designed for gentle handling, cracking the skins and lightly breaking the pulp. For grape juice, especially if a fresh, clean flavor is desired, the factory may quickly separate juice from skins to limit color and tannin extraction, depending on whether the product is white grape juice, red grape juice, or a blend. At this stage, the factory has a choice: press immediately or allow a short period of maceration. Maturation is when the crushed grapes rest briefly so the juice can absorb flavor and, in the case of red grapes, color from the skins. For red grape juice, controlled maceration can enhance the deep purple hue and strengthen aroma. For white grape juice, the plant may minimize skin contact to keep the juice pale and delicate. These decisions are guided by product style, target market, and recipe standards. Then comes pressing, the step that separates liquid juice from solid grape material. Pressing technology varies, but a common system is the pneumatic press, where a bladder inflates inside a drum and gently squeezes the grapes. The juice flows out through small openings while skins and pulp remain behind. Pressure is applied gradually in cycles, producing different fractions of juice. The earliest juice is often the cleanest and most aromatic, Later fractions may contain more solids and stronger flavors. The factory may keep these fractions separate to fine-tune quality. The solids left behind, skins, seeds, and pulp, don't go to waste. In many facilities, this pomace is collected for animal feed, compost, extraction of grapeseed oil, or use in nutraceutical ingredients. Waste management is part of modern juice production, both for sustainability and for meeting environmental regulations. Now, the extracted juice enters the clarification phase. Fresh grape juice contains tiny suspended particles, bits of pulp, skin fragments, proteins, and natural pectins that can cause haze. If the product is meant to be clear, the factory must remove these gently without stripping flavor. First, the juice may pass through a coarse screen or decanter centrifuge to remove larger solids. Then it is chilled and held in settling tanks, allowing heavier particles to sink. Some plants use enzymes, specifically pectinases, to break down pectin, helping solids separate more easily and improving filtration performance later. After settling, the clearer juice is drawn off from the top and moved to finer filtration. Filtration can happen in stages, from rough filtration to remove remaining particles, to sterile filtration for microbial control. The exact setup depends on the plant's technology, product shelf life goals, and whether the juice will be sold, refrigerated, or shelf-stable. Throughout the process, oxygen exposure is minimized because oxygen can dull aroma and darken color. Many systems use closed pipelines, inert gas blanketing, and carefully designed pumps to reduce air contact. Next is standardization and blending. Natural fruit varies with weather, soil, and harvest timing, so the factory balances batches to deliver consistent taste year-round. Technicians may adjust blends by combining juice from different tanks to match target sweetness, acidity, and color. In some regions and product categories, sugar addition may be restricted or regulated, especially for 100% juice labeling. Instead, the plant achieves consistency through blending and through concentrate management, one of the most important industrial tools in juice production. For many commercial grape juices, the factory concentrates part of the juice. Concentration removes water under vacuum at low temperatures, preserving flavor while reducing volume and transportation costs. The concentrated grape juice can be stored and later reconstituted with purified water to standard strength. This also allows production even when grapes are out of season. Aroma recovery systems may capture volatile flavor compounds during concentration and add them back later, helping the final juice taste fresher and more grape-like. Whether the juice is fresh, blended, or reconstituted, microbial safety is the next priority. Juice is a natural food, and without control, it can ferment or spoil. The factory uses pasteurization, heating the juice to a specific temperature for a specific time to reduce harmful microorganisms and extend shelf life. Many plants use HTST pasteurization, high temperature, short time. The juice is heated quickly, held for seconds, and then cooled promptly. This approach protects flavor better than long heating while achieving the needed safety standards. In some premium lines, alternative technologies may be used, such as high-pressure processing for chilled juice. But in most shelf-stable products, pasteurization is the standard. After pasteurization, the juice enters a protected, hygienic zone. From here onward, the environment is tightly controlled. Filtered air, sanitized surfaces, and strict operator hygiene. Because once the juice is safe, the only real risk is recontamination. Packaging is where the product becomes consumer-ready. Bottles, cartons, or cans are delivered to the line and inspected. Many packaging systems include rinsing, air blowing, or sterilization steps. In aseptic packaging, both the juice and the package are sterilized separately, then filled in a sterile environment and sealed immediately. This method can create long shelf life without refrigeration. while preserving flavor and nutrients better than harsher heat treatments. Filling machines dispense a precise volume into each container, and capping or sealing happens instantly. The packaging line monitors fill levels, cap torque, seal integrity, and code printing. Every bottle receives a production code and expiry date, ensuring traceability. Labels are applied, and finished products are packed into cartons, stacked on pallets, and wrapped for transport. Automated systems may scan barcodes and track pallets into the warehouse management system. Quality control continues at every stage, but it becomes especially intense at the end. Samples are taken for microbiological testing, sensory evaluation, and chemical analysis. The plant checks sweetness, acidity, color, and sometimes specific markers for authenticity. Sensory panels may compare the batch to a reference standard. Aroma, sweetness, perception, mouthfeel, and aftertaste. Only when results meet the specification does the batch release for distribution. Meanwhile, cleaning and sanitation operate like a silent second production line. Pipes, tanks, and equipment are cleaned using CIP systems clean in place where detergents and sanitizers circulate through the system at controlled temperatures. This prevents buildup, reduces contamination risk, and keeps the plant compliant with food safety standards. Hygiene is not a one-time task. It's a continuous rhythm, built into the factory's daily routine. Once released, the grape juice moves into distribution. If the product is shelf-stable, it can be stored in ambient warehouses, but temperature still matters. Excess heat can degrade color and flavor over time, so logistics teams manage storage conditions and shipping schedules. For refrigerated juice, the cold chain is critical. From factory cold storage, to refrigerated trucks, to chilled retail shelves, any break in temperature control can shorten shelf life and compromise quality. At retail, the story continues. Supermarkets and stores rotate inventory using first-in, first-out practices, ensuring older stock sells first. Packaging protects the juice from light and oxygen. Darker bottles or cartons can help preserve color and aroma. The expiry date on the label reflects the product's tested shelf life under expected storage conditions. Finally, the bottle reaches the consumer. When the cap twists open, what you're tasting is not one single step, but an entire chain of precise decisions. Harvest timing, gentle handling, careful pressing, controlled clarification, blending for consistency, pasteurization for safety, sterile packaging, and disciplined logistics. Each stage has protected the fruit's natural character. The goal is simple: preserve the grape's sweetness and aroma, and deliver it safely, consistently, and enjoyably. And that's the journey of grape juice in a modern factory, from vineyard rows at sunrise to a finished bottle in your hands. A process built on speed, cleanliness, control, and care, so that every sip tastes like the harvest it came from.